Guys, I want to talk a little bit about a question that I get asked pretty frequently, and that is about training. What kind of shoes shall I use to train? And depends what you're doing. So I'm going to break this down as quickly as I can for you guys. Sorry, I've got a bit of hay fever, my eyes are itching. I'm going to break this down as quickly as I can for you guys. So you've got different types of training. So I'm going to break them down into kind of impact, non-impact, and then a specific set of movements that I think is really important for another part of or another style of footwear. So let's start with impact. If you're doing something that's impact related, you want to protect your feet, right? So if you're doing running, if you're doing jump squats, if you're doing lots of bounding, having a set of running shoes specifically, for running, or at least some training shoes for bounding and squat jumps and being in the gym that protect your feet is really important. However, using running shoes for resistance exercises where your feet are on the floor is one of the worst decisions you can make at times. Now, reason for that is when you're doing squats, okay, and I'm just using squats as an example. If you're doing squats, a resistance training exercise, you can just see, and I hope you can see this, if you push down on the foamy bit of your shoe, okay, you can see how it compresses. All right, now imagine that's your body weight, so that's just my fingers. Imagine all of your body weight plus some weight on your back because you're doing squats, for example. That's going to be compressing, so you're losing so much energy and so much stability through your feet by wearing shoes that have a load of foam and a load of cushioning. Great for running, really not ideal for squats or any movement like a deadlift, anything where your feet are planted and they are a really key component to the lift, so all of the pressure is going through your feet. That is something that I think using a training shoe is better. Okay, so training shoes are flat, there's no give in them, all right, so these don't give. So doing squats and stuff like that is really good in training shoes. However, the third component, okay, is wearing no shoes. So going barefoot or just in your socks, whatever you feel is socially acceptable, or having completely flat shoes like a Converse or a pair of Vans or something like that for movements where the primary focus is something like a deadlift movement pattern where you're exerting extreme amounts of force into the floor, or the focus is balance and stability, like a single leg RDL, like a stalk stand, things of that nature. Now, here's why. When you're exerting extreme amounts of force through the ground in that fashion, using a training shoe is actually pretty good. It's a good option. But there is a slight heel raise. So that means your heel is going to be higher than your toe within the shoe, which puts a little bit more pressure and a little bit more focus through the front of your legs, so through your quads. Moving that amount of weight in that movement pattern through your quads is not always the greatest way to train for deadlifts and stuff like that, especially when you exert an extreme amount of force. You want to be able to pull through your posterior chain, so you want a nice foot tripod, which I've made a video about before. So you want to be able to push through your whole foot. Having flat shoes doesn't elevate your heel, wearing no shoes doesn't elevate your heel. So you get a really nice balance to be able to push and exert extreme amounts of force. And there is no wasted energy because it is literally just your foot in contact with the floor. There's no wasted energy from the foam in the shoe. There's no wasted energy from the sole of the shoe or anything like that. It's literally foot to floor, and all of the energy that you exert is used purely for the movement itself. Same thing with balancing exercises or stability exercises. Barefoot for me is the way to go because you can feel the ground. You can feel that foot tripod so much more effectively, and it's going to help you with your progression. It's going to help you with understanding where your body's leaning, where your balances are, where your imbalances are, etc. So I hope that is a decent decent analysis for you guys. So if it's impact or running shoes are great. If it's squats or squat type things where you're exerting force and your feet are the main base for that movement, wear a training shoe that is a bit flatter, okay? Or go barefoot. And then if you're deadlifting or doing stability exercises, barefoot is king, in my opinion. All right, it will strengthen the muscles in your feet. You'll be better for it. A lot better proprioception in terms of your balance and stability. And I hope that is a decent analysis and a decent breakdown for you guys. If you've got any further questions, if you want to ask me specifically if you're thinking about getting a pair of new shoes for the gym, then let me know, or for your workouts at home, let me know what you're thinking about getting, and I can guide you on whether I think they're a good choice, what kind of exercises they are more conducive for, all of those things. Any questions, let me know. You know where I am. I'm waffling on now, and I'll speak to you all soon. Oh, my clicker's not working.